welcome back to So This is Thailand, and coming up right now, expert advice. This one is for all you expats out there who are thinking about bringing your pets into the country. Joining us today in the studio is our expert advisor, Associate Professor Dr. Nantarika Jansu, who is the president of the Zoo and Wildlife Veterinary Society of Thailand. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. And I also come because of the Association of Veterinary Practitioners of Thailand. Also, they have asked me to also giving some information to you.
Thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Let's get into the first question. I think a lot of expats who are listening, watching our program would love to know if they have had a pet overseas and they want to bring them to Thailand. It might be a little complicated. Could you explain a little more about how you go about doing that?
I think if you are expat and you would like to bring your animals, the first thing to be considered is this animal allowed in this country? To Thailand. So considering not only the local law but also the international law, saying if the animals is allowed. Secondly, the health of the animal is he not well enough to travel, and he needs vaccination. Into Thailand, I think you need rabies vaccination 15 days before departure. You need leptospirosis vaccination for at least 21 days before, and other diseases like distemper, hepatitis, and many diseases that you might want to do vaccination before you come.
So there is a checklist,
essentially,
that you have to go through. Now, speaking of those animals that you mentioned, the ones that may be or may not be allowed into the country, how would you know whether the animal you have is under law? Or?
It's very easy. You can just contact the Livestock Department, Development of Thailand, and then they have a list of the names of the animals. And also, they also can give you the forms like export permit, import permit to come into Thailand. And the most important thing is that you need a pet identity and health certificate, which has to be signed from the vet from the departure country.
Like a pet visa.
Exactly. So, but I think they also have a regulation that the pet has to be in that country of origin at least, I think, 6 months before traveling. It's not like
that's to prevent people from hopping from one country to the next.
Right. So.
Now I know a lot of owners dread that when they do move to a different country, their animals have to go into quarantine. And how many days is it here in Thailand?
I think the regulation says that 30 days. If they're in doubt. So that means if you have all these documentations and everything ready and your animals looks fine, the health officers, they check and say this animal's fine. So maybe they reduce the time or even let you go.
And during that time, are you allowed to go and check up on the animal?
I think so. And I think it's a good idea because when the animal is in the quarantine, maybe more than one animal and maybe not enough people to take care of them. And it's your pet, so it's a good idea.
It must be quite traumatic for the animal and for the owners also.
It's a lonely place, but it's necessary because a lot of diseases are carried by these animals into the country. It's safe for your own animals too, because once he's in, somebody else is coming in without quarantine. Your animal can be sick too. So I think it's mandatory.
Do you know what kind of conditions is the quarantine place? I'm thinking if my pet went in there and caught something while they were in quarantine from other people's pets.
Well, I think they are very careful, but I think you can go and take a look and talk to the officers, and should not be too worried.
Well, once you've brought you've gotten your pet out of quarantine and they're happily here in Thailand, are there any special health considerations, being that we are in Southeast Asia, probably a very different climate from your country of origin?
Yes, I think the best idea is that once you have your pet out, you find a vet that might be like seeing eyes to eyes with you, and you can understand them, they can understand you, and then check out again. See basic, we call it basic health data. So that when everything else is fine, and then maybe one day something happens, then you can compare. Okay, when he first arrived, he's like this. Now he's like this. So what's wrong with him? Something like that. So.
Well, all very good advice, and I know that everyone watching out there a pet, an animal is like a member of the family, as it were, and we want to make sure that when they come into the country, they're safe, they're healthy, and they stay that way.
Right.
So we always say that love is not enough. That means you love the animals so much, but you don't take good care of them, or you're not in the right direction of taking care of them. In this new country, new place you're living in, they can be of risk of their health, and their life may not be as happy as they should be.
Sure. Well, thank you very much for coming in today. I promise you we will have the good doctor back on the show, because there is a lot more to talk about when we're looking at animals, and especially, I think coming up story we'll be talking about exotic pets. So remember this face. Remember this good doctor. She's the one to talk to. Thank you very much, Dr.
You're
Nguyen.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't go away, because coming up right now is our expert travel picks. We're back in Gok Red.
Hello! Today we're going to take a boat trip around the island of Koh Kret.
Now this is the last of our expat travel picks around the island of Gok Kret, and today what we've decided to do is get on a boat and go right round. And the great thing about being on a boat, you can see the houses, you can see the architecture, you can see the way that daily life is led and has been led for hundreds of years. And the only way you can do that is from the water. And what else do we like?
We love the breeze.
The cool
Very
breeze.
cool.
That's right. Come with us.
Walking is the most popular option to get around Gok Kret. The island is roughly square in shape, each side measuring about 2 kilometers, and the path runs around the entire island. If you walk and get tired, you can proceed down one of the paths leading out to the piers by the river. From these local piers, you can flag down a small water taxi. These miniature versions of the famous Thai long-tailed boats will zip you around the island and back to the Gok Kret pier on the mainland if you'd like. When the boat takes you around the island, you will see beautiful Thai-style houses, old and new, local daily life, and you'll also get to enjoy the breeze.
One of the skills that they have here is batik. It's a way of dyeing fabric so that you get these beautiful patterns. Do you think we should buy a shirt for Daddy, Scarlett?
Yes, I think we should.
Okay, so what have we got here? We've got fish, or we've got toucan. What do you think?
I think we should.
Fish. Okay, let's go and get the fish. The people who live here on Koh Kret are from the Mon tribe. They live in traditional housing up on stilts, which given the riverside location is very important. The atmosphere here is very calm and tranquil. It's lovely, really lovely. It's a bit like being in the countryside actually.
This is Expat Travel Pick. Bye for now.
Bye!